r/AskReddit, what are your views on if buying isn't owning, then pirating isn't stealing? What's the site called? When the service offered was pay a monthly fee for access to our back catalog, I was on board with that. The first day one of them said that show you like is now being removed from the service, no. That was not the deal. And don't even start me on you only bought a license to watch that on VHS, then again on DVD, but we will use technical controls to stop you from watching it on your computer or phone. Yeah, the media companies have brought this on themselves. If buying is not owning, piracy is not stealing. Stealing from thieves. Stealing from robber barons who in turn raise everyone's taxes to compensate for their projected losses from theft. Even if there's not that much theft. I pirate one piece and so does everyone else, and it's still one of the highest earning pieces of fiction. This reminds me of the Game of Thrones execs who, controversially, went on record to say they categorically do not care about the fact that God is/was the most pirated show on earth, because it isn't hurting us. I don't think HBO liked that opinion very much, though. Everybody has their hand in my pocket, I get back what I can. I can't even use the most popular document writing platform without being forced to pay for a subscription or account that obligates more money spent. F these people, I'll take what I want same as them. For a while now, whenever I want an app, I look for open source alternatives, LibreOffice. If there isn't any comparable alternative, pirate the damn thing. Companies like Adobe and Discrete make money from rich studios/corporations anyway, they don't care random nobodies are pirating their apps, which helps them anyway, as long as you don't openly talk about it. I remember when I could buy a tape or video and watch it back to back for an entire year if I wanted to. Same with games. I could buy one and play it without having to pay again to get further through the game. I can't think of the amount of stuff I bought and no longer have access to. I'm a reasonable man. And I'm willing to pay reasonable prices for goods and services. But when all of a sudden the goods and services are parked out to 15 different streaming platforms all expecting full price, and the good when purchased can be lost at the drop of a licensing agreement. Well, frankly I don't find that to be very reasonable. And since you, the companies, want to try and fuck me for all my hard-earned money, I'll just go ahead and fuck you right back. I'm not some tech guy by any means. But when the UFC and ESPN went to $86 for a PPV, I figured out the basic, high Cs. With ESPN Plus and PPVs, it costs $1,200 a year just to be a fan, of one organization, of one sport. Fuck all of that. If PPVs were $35 to $40 and ESPN Plus was still $6.99, I'd probably still be paying. I own several Sega Genesis cartridges and I don't mind downloading the ROMs to play on my computer or my phone. If the prices were fair to begin with, piracy won't be much of an issue. The root is the greed of these core. Money has no owners, only spenders, Omar Little. Fair call to be honest, fuck these corporations. I've recently gone back to sailing the 7 servers. Look, if companies would accept all getting some of the money, I'd never pirate. When everything was on Netflix I was happily paying my way. But no, that isn't good enough. Everybody wants all of the money. So now they're getting none of mine. I take the words free market literally. Why would anyone feel bad for billion-dollar corporations? I pirate games as demo then buy them. I purchase Stellaris and all its DLCs on Steam. I know it's worth it because Steam runs a successful, centralized company and is trustworthy. I will never trust streaming services, and piracy is just a consequence of their decentralization. If they worked like Steam does, piracy would be pointless. Unfortunately it's impossible. Here in Italy there is a tax on storage devices. This tax is called equo compenso, that means the just compensation, and is aimed at paying authors for piracy. If I buy a hard disk or any other storage device, the government supposes I will use it to store pirate media, so I have to pay for it. This is true for everything that has storage in it, PC, phone, etc. In my opinion this makes it totally ethical to pirate everything. After all, I have already paid the just compensation. That seems reasonable to me. I used to pirate a lot of games, music, and films, but then I ended up just stopping as the good torrent sites kept getting shut down, mixed with the fact that I really couldn't be arsed to keep downloading everything. Having access to all of the games, music, and films you could ever want, makes you realize how many shit games, music, and films there are out there. And GT, how many shit games, music, and films there are out there. Which people are stuck with once they pay for streaming services. Was it Pittsburgh stealing though? USD exchange rates are ass in my country and I don't want to waste my money on cable 2.0. Makes sense, piracy, digital piracy that is, not on the high seas, isn't stealing anyways as the original still exists. If TV and movie folks want to cut down on piracy, that need to do what Steam does and try to be better than the pirates and therefore a more attractive option even with the additional cost. I support pirating regardless. I don't get reimbursed or additional time on my subscription when said services are down. My ISP routinely does service around 1 AM and I will lose internet connection for 5 minutes every time it happens. I have asked for them to reduce my bill by a prorate based on the time I am paying for but didn't receive service. They did not agree. Example, when they won't even sell you software to own, but make you pay for a monthly subscription to use it, I have no problem with people pirating copies. There are many other analogous situations. Whenever I need something that's only available through a subscription, I go looking for an open source alternative. More often than not, there's a completely free project that does what I need. Support your open source developers. I was paying for 4 different streaming services only to have the movie I wanted to watch on a 5th. I subbed to Prime and then I still was asked to pay even more money to rent the movie. That was my breaking point. I unsubbed from everything and found a free website where I can stream everything for free. Prime is going up this year if you don't want ads within programming, fuck's sakes. Hello everyone. Thanks for sticking to the end of this video. I really appreciate it. I just wanted to humbly ask you to subscribe to the channel. According to my statistics, 100% of my viewers in the past 28 days are not subscribed. I have always wanted this channel to reach 1000 subscribers, and if you want to support and be a part of that, subscribe. It's free and it's an awesome way to support the channel. Thanks again. Reddit glitch out.